Hey gang, Ambersill here. I hope you'll forgive the long intro, but I felt like World of Warships really did a great job with this Christmas-themed intro. So I wanted to include that in at least one of my videos here before the end of the year, and this is it. The game that I'm sharing here is a game that I played in response to a thread that was created by Pigeon of War. If you are unfamiliar with Pigeon of War, he was a member of the World of Warships team in North America for 6 years. He started as a customer support agent, and then moved to being the assistant producer of World of Tanks North America, and he ended up finally in a position that he is now leaving or has just recently vacated as the regional publishing producer of World of Warships NA. He was a part of this game for arguably the whole duration thus far. And he was very plugged in, and he was really plugged into the community, and he really cared about people in the community, and that people in the community strove to make this a better community. And that, in my opinion, is something that's really worthy of praise. And one of the ways that he recognized people was with a special flag called the Coup of Boom. And it was basically a pigeon dropping a bomb. And he gave that to people who demonstrated a willingness to help others here in the community, and who went above and beyond in their efforts to be helpful and considerate, and to make the game that we all enjoy a better experience all the way around in some way, shape, or form. Well, as his last public act, as far as forum activity and such, he offered to allow people who played a game in one of his favorite ships, and Scharnhorst is one of them, and then posted up a couple of screenshots of the end game statistics, a Coup of Boom flag. Now, those who had made major contributions to the game, etc., they were also recognized in some other ways, but as a parting gift, he did offer to give anybody who did this the Coup of Boom flag. So that's not something I could pass up. So I took out the Scharnhorst, with Pigeon of War in mind, and kind of with his legacy in mind, and just did my best. And you'll see the results of that. Not a bad start. A couple of citadels, and tore up a Chapayev pretty good. Anyway, back to what I was saying. 2019 has been, I think, arguably, kind of a rough year for a lot of people playing this game. The CV rework, with all of the back and forth of AA is overpowered, planes don't have enough hit points, they're not doing enough damage, with all of the back and forth, and it did seem to me that there were some pretty big swings of relative power, CVs to other surface ships. And it's my opinion that, while it may not be perfect, the World of Warships team have done a pretty good job of trying to find a balance. Now, I was a fan of the old RTS system. I actually really liked it because it was different, and it was in a way kind of like playing a different game, and I liked that. I was never good with CVs, and in fact, a few years ago, the first time they said that the next year is going to be the year of the CV, I opted to quit playing them, reasoning that if I stop playing them now, I'm not investing time in something that's going to change dramatically, and I'll just pick them up again when they finish the rework. Well, the rework took a few years longer than anticipated, and I'm not a huge fan of where things ended up, but I think most of us would agree that there are more people playing CVs now, and that was one of the goals. So from that standpoint, I have to hand it to the Warships team. Yeah, it got a little bit loud there as I was burning to a crisp. And I know that there are still people who will rage and be very angry about the whole CV rework thing. I'm not one of those. If I could have just waved a magic wand and had whatever I wanted, it would have just been adjusting the old RTS system. But this is what we have, and it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's fine. Yeah, I can't believe I missed that Chapayev either. So, CV rework, that dominated the forum conversations and a lot of Reddit and just conversations of pretty much anybody who played the game. Yeah, I know, I can't believe 2 volleys. Still couldn't finish him off. And now it's too late. Yeah, I'm expecting torpedoes from the Benson, so that's why I'm trying to. There we go. Trying to get angled up just in case. Wasn't sure where he was going to throw them. So, CV rework. It depending upon who you listen to, caused a lot of long-time players to give up the game. And again, depending upon who you listen to, may have brought in a lot of new players. It seems to me that we have a lot of new players. At random matches, I'm seeing it, mid and even some high-tier games, people with very few games under their belt. Some of them just, bought a high-tier premium, but not all of them. Some of them have just, they played 600-800 games and they focused on one line. And those of us who have played this game a lot know that unless you have kind of a rare gift for getting the knack of a game right away, that's not a whole lot of games, and it can be pretty crippling when you get to high tiers. So there are people who have complained about that as well. Now I see the smoke, and of course I know what that means. That means we've got a Sashio, because there's no way Benson made it over there that fast. So I do what you do when there's a Sashio that's going to be sitting in smoke.
Torpedos direkt voraus! Torpedos auf Backbord! Gegnerisches Schlachtschiff gesunken. Unser Team hat die Führung übernommen.
There were other things that various people complained about this year. As a guy who, I've played everything, including some CVs. But DDs are where my heart is in this game for sure. I still can't believe I haven't hit that Chapayev. He doesn't have any trouble hitting me. Finally. Yeah, I'm just about out of hit points here. I'm pretty sure that our Sashio is probably running away and my torps don't have a chance, but if that's the case, the Grasa will take care of him in just a minute. I need to make sure I don't die. So, a couple other things happened this year that, and I know I'm leaving some out, but a couple other things that happened that were of note that found people complaining a lot was the Benham grind. I liked the Benham. I thought it was fun. I didn't mind spending 99 cents at the end to pick up the ship. But a lot of people felt it was way too grindy. And I acknowledge that it probably was. For the casual player, for most players, it was too much. And they followed that up with Puerto Rico, which I'm not going to get into that, in any kind of detail, but just to kind of highlight what seems to be a direction that they're going with their events. And like a lot of you, I'm not too keen on it. I can understand that this is a for-profit business, but it seemed to me like the way that it was set up was a little disingenuous with, the kind of a feeling of anybody can do this, when in reality, no. Anybody couldn't do this unless they wanted to pony up a significant amount of cash. Thank you, Scotosaurus, for the smoke. Much appreciated. I have to presume you smoked for me because, as we'll find out here in just a second, he did not stay in it. He did not wait for Gneisenau. Maybe it's because he knew he was going to get proximity spotted here, but or maybe he was afraid I was going to get this kill. Either way, this cracked me up. He got the torpedoes away. Now remember, Gneisenau's got torpedoes of its own, so although I was really hoping to kill that guy, I was kind of glad it worked out the way it did. Which brings me to, at kind of the end, to say, I really love this game, and I've made some great friends playing this game, and I've reconnected with some friends that I've been gaming with for 20 years on and off because of this game. And I'm really grateful for this game. I'm grateful for the fact that they continue to bring us new content. It always seems fresh. There are always new ships. And anyhow, I just wanted to share that and say thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.